Have you ever been arrested for a crime? Have you ever been convicted of a crime? There's only one word that's different between these two questions, yet one is legal to ask in a job interview and the other is not. Even the most experienced hiring managers may struggle to spot the line between legal and illegal interview questions. And even the best-intentioned interviewers may put their job or company at risk for making a mistake. So let's review some of the most common examples of illegal interview questions and how to avoid them. First, you cannot ask questions that directly or indirectly require a candidate to reveal their age. That means you can't ask questions such as, "How old are you? What year were you born? What year did you graduate? Or how many years before you plan to retire?" Technically, federal law only protects candidates who are age 40 and over. However, it's best practice to avoid age-related questions for younger candidates as well. Second, an interview is no place to ask questions that are based on a person's sex or gender. For example, you shouldn't ask what attracts a candidate to the role as a man, just like you shouldn't ask a candidate if she's comfortable managing a team comprised of mostly men. Simply ask, "What attracts you to this role?" Or you could ask the candidate a question such as, "Tell me about your experience managing teams." Questions that require a candidate to reveal their race, color, or ethnicity are legally off limits. That includes asking about a person's race or ethnicity, asking for the color of their skin, eyes, or hair, as well as asking if they are a member of a minority group. Questions that relate to religion are likewise grounds for a discrimination lawsuit. Don't ask candidates about their religious affiliations or if they belong to any clubs or social organizations. Also, if you're trying to understand a candidate's work availability, avoid asking what religious holidays they observe. Just ask what days they're available to work. Another overlooked category is asking about a candidate's national origin. It's illegal to ask questions like, "Where are you from? What's your native language? And are you a U.S. citizen?" Two legal questions that you can ask are you legally authorized to work in the United States? And what languages can you read, speak, or write fluently? There are also special protections in place for candidates with physical or mental disabilities. You cannot ask about a candidate's disabilities, medical condition, past drug or alcohol use, or past injuries. However, you can ask if a candidate is able to perform the essential functions of the job with reasonable accommodation. And you might even specify relevant physical requirements, such as lifting 50 pounds. Next, questions that require a candidate to reveal their family, marital, or pregnancy status are also illegal. That means you cannot ask questions such as, "Are you pregnant? Do you plan to start a family in the next 2 years? Are you married? Or do you have kids? And if so, what arrangements have you made for childcare?" As a general rule of thumb, avoid asking anything about a candidate's spouse, kids, or family plans in a job interview. Finally, the last category we'll cover is military and arrest records. It's illegal to ask about a veteran's injuries, type of discharge, or whether they will be deployed again. And returning to our two questions at the beginning of this video, it's illegal to ask if a candidate has ever been arrested for or committed a crime. But it is legal to ask a candidate if they've ever been convicted, assuming it's relevant to the position. This list of illegal interview questions is not exhaustive, and while it can be tricky to distinguish an illegal question from a legal one, there is a simple trick you can employ to avoid any gray areas. The trick is always to ask questions that relate directly to a candidate's objective job knowledge, skills, and abilities. If it's unrelated or even loosely related, then consider ditching the question. Keep your interview relevant to the necessary training, experience, and skills of the role so that you won't have to worry about leaving your company vulnerable to a discrimination lawsuit.